All right, so let's get right to it because we do want to begin with a follow-up to Dr. Drew Pinsky's appearance on DBL yesterday because a lot of you are writing in about it. You're still writing in. I'm reading your comments. So here's the thing. He was on to explain some of the controversy surrounding what he said about the coronavirus recently and in the past. He first talked about COVID on DBL last February, just as the pandemic was beginning. Many criticized him for comparing it to the flu and for saying COVID was being exaggerated, which he apologized for 2 weeks later, stating he was wrong. But now fast forward to yesterday on DBL. He responded to critics for his recent tweet about vaccine passports. Watch. You tweeted, quote, "These vaccine passports segregate people and strip them of their freedom to travel internationally. Vaccinations are important, and I encourage everyone to get the COVID vaccine. But how would you feel if international travel also required other vaccinations?"
I didn't say anything about my position. And of course, I know the sky is blue. I know that certain countries require certain kinds of vaccines. So my question was, what if suddenly our travel was restricted by other countries, preventing us from moving about by requiring whatever they wanted to require? That was my question. I wasn't taking a position. You want my position? Pro-vaccine, pro-passport. I think it's a good idea.
So
about by requiring whatever they wanted to require. That was my question. I wasn't taking.
Turn the channel when I saw he was on. Don't trust him after he was on last time. Stan disagrees, saying, "I trust Dr. Drew. He has a good head on his shoulders. The press is still taking this too far." And Sharon weighed in, saying, "Only because he had COVID. Had he not gotten it, he'd still think it was exaggerated." What do you make of all the comments after yesterday, Jeff? Because you were on the panel with
I was on the panel.
Right.
First of all, I want to say I love Dr. Drew. I think he's fantastic. He's not only a great on television, he's a great friend and friend to the show. I'm glad we gave him a chance to explain himself because I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. When I read that tweet, I thought to myself, what are you talking about, Dr. Drew? I have a yellow card that has hepatitis A, B, all that in there, right? But I knowingly, like everyone else on social media, didn't notice a question mark, didn't know he was asking that question. And then when he came on to explain himself, I was like, that makes perfect sense. He's asking a question. He showed his position. I'm glad he has the opportunity to explain himself. That's the problem with social media. You try to say something in 140 characters, people make their own conclusions on what you mean, and they attack you for it.
I think the truth is people are hurt, and they're hurt because we know a certain character of Dr. Drew. All of us can realize why we first loved Dr. Drew or what we were watching when we were fell in love with Dr. Drew type thing. So the truth is people are not over what he said a year ago. And I think ultimately anything that he does, regardless of the intentions, there's going to be added scrutiny.
And I think that's unfair. And I say this coming from someone that takes COVID so seriously. It has directly impacted and affected my life. And I also, Dr. Drew and I call each other out left and right. That's the beauty of our relationship. That's the beauty of the show, right? And Tori, I said to Dr. Drew, not only personally, but on the show yesterday, what were you thinking when you sent out that tweet? To Jeff's point, a lot of people can't hear context when you tweet. So when you ask, especially coming from an authoritative figure like a doctor, when you ask the general public a question, unfortunately, it comes off as a stance. Now, that's not his stance, but that's the way social media works. So I just hope that Drew, moving forward, can be more crystal clear with his thoughts because I don't want to see them misinterpreted, especially when it comes to such a good guy.
Yeah, really quick, I don't think he was necessarily neutral in the question either. There was some bias in that question, so you kind of are led to believe he feels one way or another, right? I fully believe that if it was a question, maybe make it a little bit more neutral. But again, I agree with Erica. Ever since what happened last year, people have this feeling towards him, and I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. Misinformation about Corona hurt people in a lot of ways, and I think that's exactly where a lot of this anger is coming from.
And we thank our viewers for writing in. We always want to hear from you. You guys are our fifth host, so thank you for lending your thoughts.
Or seeing eye.
I see you.
I just thought there was a pin, and I saw you had another one.
No, they're
down
everywhere.
there.
They're all over my
All right,
dress.
cool
I got my eyes on you, boo-boo, so you better watch out.
I know it.
Okay?
I know it.